I gotta tell you guys, nothing soils my undergarments quite as much as people cheating in online video games. Like, damn man, if you wanna use cheats in single player, you have my blessing. I'm no stranger to having like 4 pages worth of GTA San Andreas printed out and ready for use back in the old days. I'm pretty sure I still remember some of them from muscle memory alone. But cheating in an online game has to be one of the lamest things you can do. It is an instant gamer code violation of the highest order, and a good way to multiply the cringe points that you can get from it is if you're doing it for online clout. I mean, it's already bad enough if you're doing it on your own just to screw with other people, but if you're doing it to farm clips online, you gotta hand in your gamer card immediately. It's over. However, it seems that, and bear with me here because I'm still learning the science, it seems that this only applies in some circumstances. Over the past few weeks I have learned that cheating is only cheating if you are what the kids these days call a cisgender. Turns out if you are a transgender, then your cheating is no longer called cheating and it is instead just called being a promising up-and-comer in the AIM community. Or at least that's what half of Twitter would have you believe. Battlefield 6's beta was huge. I was actually so happy to see so many people having fun with the game as it is, and I bet that there's some Call of Duty executives feeling real nervous right about now. But in the end, the most viral thing about it was this situation here with RileyCS cheating, and then a bit later the cringe from the movement community after it was announced that DICE would be nerfing the movement in Battlefield 6 a bit in order to make it more akin to other Battlefield games. Now, I don't want to sound like a boomer, but I don't know what FPS gamers are doing these days, man. You know, back in the day, we didn't do this. We didn't go around making up cringe communities for game mechanics. Like, seriously, what's next? The crouch community for stealth games or some shit? What are you doing? The cannoli community? If there's a cannoli community, let me know. I'd like to join it, actually. Now we got people running around talking about movement community for hashtag pro gamers who run and jump a lot, and the AIM community for pro gamers who turn their mouse real fast and apparently use cheats as well. Apparently the AIM community has a serious problem with aimbot. And the way that these people talk too, like I'll show you guys some really funny tweets later defending Riley. They talk as if aiming in video games was invented like 5 years ago or something. We're going to be getting into this and much more in this video, having some fun along the way, going over the RileyCS cheating situation, because genuinely, this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen happen and I 100% wanted to cover it. It's been pure golden entertainment, man. So, if you guys aren't terminally online, you might not actually be aware of what the hell I'm talking about, so I'm gonna give you a quick recap first. This is RileyCS, a VTuber who went viral for clips that looked like blatant cheating. The internet got together and roasted the mcfuck out of this person for using some kind of aimbot, tagging Battlefield and Twitch to enforce their anti-cheat rules, and just generally having a good time on the comment sections. Obviously there was some debate over whether or not Riley was actually cheating, but I would say that it wasn't actually the case at all at first. At first, it was pretty unanimous. Twitch even banned the account. But then, after a while, like maybe a day or so, the situation changed radically as people started lobbing around transphobic allegations towards anyone who was calling Riley a cheater. Because apparently, Riley was supposed to be trans. Now fellas, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first saw the clip, I didn't even bother to look into Riley. It didn't really matter either way, to be honest. I just saw the footage, I heard Riley's commentary, and automatically assessed that Riley was a dude because of the voice. The voice even sounded a bit like that VTuber Hero Hey, who makes some really good videos here on YouTube covering all manner of stuff that goes on online. Riley is also a neutral name at best, as far as I know at least. But none of this even matters because the number one thing that did was the actual cheating. I remember this one blatant example in the clip where the aim locks into someone behind the damn rock, and Riley even says this.
Oh my god, you did follow me in Delta Force era. That was so long ago. Oh my god, what the fuck? That was nuts! Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie.
Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie.
Oh, it seems I have targeted someone behind this opaque structure. Oopsie.
This is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
Oopsie.
But anyway, back to Riley. I don't really have anything against trans people at a foundational level. I know how some of them can be totally normal people who just want to quietly deal with their dysphoria and move on with their lives without all of the ultra-progressive brain rot that we see online from unhinged individuals that make all of them look insane. And I know this because I've known some of them for years. So I wouldn't even have that much of an issue with this aspect of Riley, but honestly, here's Riley's profile on X. Like, I actually went back to check after all of those comments popped up, and there was just nothing that alludes to any of this. And the voice, again, is just that of a more effeminate dude. In fact, the voice itself isn't even effeminate, the way of speaking is. So I don't even know what Riley actually identifies as. I don't think anyone really does, aside from, you know, like personal friends. And this narrative just sprung out of nowhere in defense of the cheating. A narrative that flew out of control. The most we've seen was that in the original clip of Riley's gameplay, the caption said, "The most locked in Catgirl you'll ever see in Battlefield 6. Which I assumed was because of the VTube avatar, because the VTube avatar has cat ears, even though it doesn't look like a girl specifically either. At least I hope it is, because if we're seriously suggesting that this person identifies as a cat, then I seriously think that it's finally time for the meteor. Like, it's just over, guys, you know, we all have to hand in our gamer cards because we failed as a society. But like, going back to reality and assuming that that's not the case and it's still just meaningless, like it's a VTuber thing, there's all manner of VTube characters that don't at all reflect a person's actual identity. So why are we so why are we talking about this? Do you see how many wheels I'm turning in my head right now while talking about this? And it doesn't even matter because none of this matters. The only thing that matters was the cheating, but of course it turned into this whole fucking telenovela. Like, listen, man. Okay, just listen. Hear me out for a second. Kirsha, for example. You guys know Kirsha? She says that she's a fox woman, but deep down, we all know in reality she's not actually a fox. She's just a 4-year-old man from Boston.
What? We're flying to Philadelphia! Oh, hell no! That's hell no! No!
And look at Rev. He's a guy. He has the avatar of an anime girl, but as far as I know, he's a guy. And he doesn't identify as anything else. Hell, just to make sure, let's actually go ahead and double check just to be safe with the powerful technology of artificial intelligence. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, I asked Gronk about this, and these were the results. Rev says Desu is indeed a man, and it's totally like 100% not gay if you like if something happens with like anyway, let's move on. So Riley has nothing indicating any pronoun preferences or any such thing anywhere on the profile. And like, listen fellas, Kirsha may be a 56-year-old man from Boston, but at least the VTube avatar has massive knockers so that you know that it's a woman and not a fox man or whatever. The least Riley could have done is apply the same philosophy and put some huge knockers on the VTubing avatar. Anyway, the point is that this thing worked like gangbusters. Because the next day, Twitch unbanned Riley's account and social media was awash with support and what was once a simple spat online between the basic morality of cheating in online games and of course also an appeal to banning cheaters, it became a whole other beast. Now it was mired by this cringe identity tribalism, when it literally didn't matter. Like, we got a cheater on our hands, who cares about the rest? Balls, titties, ass, who cares? I don't care. I just want the cheater out of the game. Another funny thing about this entire drama, after the whole identity nonsense got added onto it, is that the shit show bogged down to, well, you know, whether you're a good progressive person or a terrible chud bigot. But some people didn't even understand why. Some people got dragged into this without knowing what the hell was going on, because a lot of people first reacted to the situation like I did. They watched a clip of some first-person shooting action in Battlefield 6,
Oopsie.
with the cheater's commentary, and they said, "Hey, that dude's cheating!" and that was it. Little did they know they had just committed a grave transgression against the Geneva Conventions. The copium evolved and mutated very rapidly into, frankly, unprecedented levels that were now clashing with the fabric of reality itself. It was incredible. It was like watching one of those Neil deGrasse Tyson TV shows or something. Like, for example, did you know that cheating has never really been a big deal at all? Apparently, cheating in video games has never really been a major bad thing that people care about online, and the only reason why people are talking about this situation here and now, accusing Riley, is because of the trans allegations. Surely her being trans has nothing to do with this unreasonable outrage. People only care about this because Riley is trans. She didn't cheat. She, you future basement smear, she. When a cis person is proven to have cheated, even professionally, nobody makes it a big deal. Hell, some even come back to professional esports. Y'all are just bigoted cucks. And these are just two examples of the hundreds and hundreds of tweets out there saying the same crap, maybe even thousands honestly. And of course, it's true. Historically speaking, I actually double-checked the logs, guys. Historically speaking, people have always loved cheaters. Cheaters have always been hailed with respect and given rewards for their cheating. So yes, these people are actually totally correct. If Riley was not a Catgirl, this backlash would have never happened. It is deeply tied with Get the fuck out of here, man! Dude, one of my favorite sagas of 2024 was the whole Alatreon cheating saga. Do you guys remember that? That whole thing with that girl who said that she was beating Alatreon blindfolded. First she did it with a blindfold that you could see so clearly out of that it was even better than a fucking pair of prescription glasses. And then another one where she got all serious, bought screen blockers for her 2 monitors, and a better blindfold, but looked like she had a broken neck the entire time because she was angling her head so that you could see under a slit to a 3rd uncovered monitor. I watched the whole thing through Asmongold. He was live and her moderators and shit even showed up in chat asking to join him via a call in order to defend her publicly. One of the goddamn dudes even responded to the awkward neck position by saying that he was a fucking physician.
I'm a physician.
Bro pulled a Dr. House to try and explain why she looked like Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. Actually, never mind. He actually pulled more of a good doctor.
I am a physician. I am a physician. I am a physician.
Oh man, that was so good. But anyway, so what's the excuse here? People only cared because she was a cis woman? Oh, but I heard that when cis people cheat, nobody cares. And in relation to the pro players, it's nonsense too. Some pro players did get caught cheating and were banned and barred from competing, but then came back later. Keyword later, because they did care about it. They were mocked, clowned, and dishonored, just like everyone else is after being caught cheating. Seriously, what stupid ass narrative is this? I swear man, some people out there, they just make shit up, they create fantasies, and then they live in them. There's a serious epidemic of dishonesty going on, man. Like listen, I'm a goddamn commentary, discussion, and game breakdown channel. If I cheated on Call of Duty tomorrow, nobody would ever let me hear the end of it. Hell, I bet I'd get dragged even if I was just playing a game in easy difficulty. But these guys, they endured. Eventually time passed and people forgot and let go. As they say, time heals all wounds. But they weren't defended on social media. Jesus Christ, the very fact that we're referring to them as cheaters is enough to show how different these situations are. Because we aren't even allowed to say that Riley is a cheater. That's already 10 steps too far. You say that and you get labeled as Dr. Evil. And the whole thing with the pros that made it back isn't so clear-cut in general either. Like Flex, for example, was a Counter-Strike Go player. He got caught cheating using aimbot in a match. He got disqualified and vac banned. He wasn't allowed in Valve-sponsored events, and that was it for him. It was over. The only way he ever returned was by rebranding himself as Baby Bay and starting to play Valorant instead, where his vac bans were no longer a hindrance. But regardless, these motherfuckers had to go through shame, they had to go through the backlash of being cheaters, and then afterward slowly build their reputations back up. And even then, the internet will never forget. If they ever cheat again or merely act suspicious, people will bring that history up. Doesn't matter if they're men, women, cis, trans, or cats, dogs, doesn't matter. Bison, who the cares? You can argue that there's cheaters getting caught every day, and many of them do go by unnoticed while Riley went viral. But unless your argument is that the algorithm is transphobic, then there's nothing to note here either. And I'm glad that sometimes cheaters do go viral, because if not, that period of wait is even shorter and they're back to cheating again soon after. That's actually the sole reason why so many cheaters still get away with it to this day. It's not because they're cis, most of the goddamn planet is. It's simply because their clips didn't go viral. The clown show continued, and this is now my favorite part of it. It has been to see who are the prominent people defending the cheater and who are the prominent people accusing the cheater. And when it comes to Riley's defense force, all they literally have are random pro gamers, cheaters from Riley's own goddamn community, and morons who were already previously defending these aforementioned cheaters before they were caught and hadn't had to admit that they were cheating. And by the way, not for nothing, but Riley has also been caught cheating before and received suspensions last year. I mean, of course the narrative is still the same. Oh, I was playing too well. Sure thing, buddy, and I'm the f***ing inventor of the wheel. Look at this one here, look at this. This is part of the pro gamer squad. I've been around the AIM community. Holy shit, dude, I almost knocked myself out just now. Oh my god, the AIM community, guys. Please drop the communities that you are a part of down below in the comments. Personally, I am a long-time card-carrying member of the Press X to Jump community. As such, I take my work very seriously, and I advocate at an industry level to fight against the horrific takeover of the Press Triangle to Jump community. I believe that Skyrim has done irreparable damage to the games industry, and I no longer feel safe. I also stand firm with the Press L3 to Sprint community, who fight fervently against the supporters of the L1 to Run community, coincidentally also influenced by Skyrim, the absolute worst game to ever grace the world. It is totally unconscionable to allow people to continue walking free and playing video games if they support this. If you are some kind of member of the Press Triangle to Jump community, you need to get out. You need to leave right now. Close my video and don't you ever come back. Please join in our struggle to fight against this abysmal attack on the sanity of the modern controls community, and donate today via YouTube, Super Chat, or preferably my Ko-fi? Coffee? I don't know. Or at the very least, drop a like in this video, alright? We need to mobilize. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I've been around the AIM community for 5 years now. Riley is not cheating, and here's why. I talk about the rock clip.
Shut up, bitch!
Oh, sorry, not that rock, and address the common arguments for the first 8 minutes. The rest is about how aiming has developed as a skill in the past few years. As I said in the intro to the damn video, man, this is so funny. It's as if people only learned how to turn their fucking mouses real fast in the last few years. Up until now, all of us playing Counter-Strike since the goddamn early 2000s. I mean, not me personally, I only began around late 2000s, but to those that have been at it for even longer, we were just walking around like morons using a laptop touchpad to aim or some shit. This is fucking ridiculous, but I love it so damn much, man. Genuinely, guys, this has been my favorite thing to happen this summer, even more than the Pirate Software saga. This has been the absolute best goddamn thing, at least here in the gaming space. Thank you so much, EA and DICE, for Battlefield 6's beta, because without it, we just wouldn't be here right now, man. It's this and the movement community drama. Believe it or not, guys, yes, there's a movement community too, and they're really pissed that the developers are nerfing movement so that you move more like in a Battlefield game instead of a Call of Duty game where by now it's basically a goddamn meme festival. Watch this? I move like a soldier instead of a Fortnite character? Absolutely unacceptable! As a card-carrying member of the movement community, I am very offended. I've also seen all manner of comments and even another video from yet another pro showing no technical evidence, no nothing, and just talking about
aim training.
And how all of this is actually more than possible and totally natural now through
aim training.
Making that shit sound like it's some kind of super soldier program, like Captain America or something. Again, as if pro players have only emerged now. Up until now, we didn't have any Counter-Strike pro players and competitions doing crazy shit in potato graphics. It's all new. And so that's one subsection of the type of shit that we see whenever people come out in defense of Riley. It's always random shit like this, random pro gamers who ignore the strongest arguments made in favor of cheating, such as previous cheating history, aim corrections, the center mass targeting. There was even this other clip showing Riley shooting someone right through some smoke without any minimap blips. Someone checked out the scores too and saw that on the first day, Riley had a 0.5 KD ratio. And then the day the cheats dropped, bam, all the way up to 2.0. Among other shit too, like this dude has a list of various logins on the desktop, visible on some footage. You know what those are for? It's for when you get caught and then you gotta switch accounts. And so all of this and so much more is just swept under a big rug or called transphobic while spouting random voodoo shit like aim community and
aim training.
And it's honestly just beautiful because all of this really just bogs down to kids now installing all manner of shit on their games. And I say kids, but this is not a kid, you know what I mean? It's probably like a 30-year-old V2. It's kind of like fucking Kirsha. She's like, I heard that she's like 64 years old or something. I don't know. Anyway, kids can now install all manner of shit on their games to cheat online, to farm clips on social media for clout, and then just defend themselves with, excuse me, but I'm part of the AIM community. I've been playing this since I was a baby. In fact, while I was still nothing but a seedling in my father's nutsack, I was already practicing aim training genetically through him as he played boomer shooters like Halo and Counter-Strike 1.6. Noobs like you will simply never understand or get on my level. Oh gee, did I just lock into someone through a wall? Oopsie. I mean, honestly, I don't think they even say noobs anymore. I'm actually feeling like there's already a massive generational gap here. Or maybe it's just because I am basically that Star Wars meme of the guy who says he only plays single-player games, and an Empire guy goes, "A man of your talents," and then he just replies, "It's a peaceful life." I used to love playing these games, but at some point I just stopped, and now I play them very rarely. Just a couple of rounds in between single-player sessions. So it's either that or a serious generational gap. But anyway, we also got some idiots coming out in defense of the cheating by sharing suspicious gameplay clips of them in various games with the caption, "If she's cheating, then I guess they would say that I'm cheating too, huh?" With like a winking emoji. And it's like, yeah, maybe you are. Some people shared a bunch of suspicious clips, and it's like the AIM community all came out with their own aimbot reels trying to farm clout off of the clout that Riley gained from this whole telenovela. And hell, some of them are actual confirmed cheaters too. And not just any cheaters, they're part of Riley's community. So we got cheaters coming out in defense of cheaters. The credibility is inspiring here. The funniest one was this dude named Shimmy. This guy used a aimbot, got banned from his team, and it was so blatant that he had to come out and make a statement. Here's what he said: "Editor, please find some sad music and run it in the background." In a BO6 lobby, an old friend recognized me from the Rocket League days. After a couple of fun sessions in Nuketown, he told me that he had got banned for cheating. He just came clean to me about it, just kinda emptied his heart and soul to me and told me that, he still had a month left on his subscription. In my head, I just thought, well, let's just see, let's just see what it was like for him. And so I gave in. But since the cheat was expiring, I ended up playing an even more excessive amount within these weeks, and making the aimbot even more blatant over time. I started clipping things too, but that ended up completely changing it from a meaningful and hard journey into me discovering a shortcut. Driven by pressure and frustration, I decided to edit and publish 2 videos where I cheated, hoping to get that validation. Damn man, this reads like some addict discovering crack for the first time or some shit. The cheats were only used in casual lobbies and just to farm switching clips, that's it. It was just to silence the voice inside telling me that I was shit in the game.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So let me get this straight, in order to silence insecurities about you sucking, you went and confirmed that you do indeed suck big time by actually using the cheats and uploading farm clips where morons would go, "Wow, Brosius Maximus, that is such amazing skill," when in reality you knew that you were cheating. Okay, dude, by the way, remember this for a second. I was just in a terrible state mentally and I felt like there was no other option. I've since deleted the cheat program and I will even do a full factory reset to make sure that my PC is clean. And I would never consider cheating ever again. It has left me feeling depressed and so regretful. Oh, shut the fuck up. What is all this cringe, brother? What is this? You cheated in a video game. This isn't a fucking Spanish telenovela. Oh, there was no other option. I was in a bad state mentally. Bitch, you installed cheats. Probably because you were curious. That much is fine. I don't even think that in itself is bad. Curiosity is curiosity, whatever. But then you didn't let them go, and you got farming clips for clout because that's the next logical step in the road of being a roach online, benefiting from it. You kept using the cheats because you were roach, and then you uploaded clips of it to benefit further from the roachness. It's simple. You don't need these many paragraphs. This is all you need right here. Hey guys, yeah, I was using cheats. I was just curious about it. It got the better of me. I'm terribly ashamed of being a roach and I'm sorry. I will never do it again and I will work hard to earn back my reputation. Use code Shimmy for 10% off gamer subs. That's it. You didn't really need all of this. But anyway, I told you guys to remember a thing up there, and that's because even some people who were defending Shimmy while he was aimbotting are now defending Riley. Well, if you couldn't tell with Shimmy, how can you tell with Riley? Well, the truth is that none of this really matters anyway. I mean, it's the aim community. And I'm sorry, fellas, but any group of people cringe enough to play a first-person shooter and create some sort of stupid-ass community in their heads over aiming really shouldn't be listened to anyway. Shimmy wasn't the only cheater defending Riley either, by the way. There's more who these morons just kind of farm the names up for validity. It's basically like, hey guys, look, 50 liars said that I'm not a liar. But I'd be here all day if I was to show them, so instead I'll link you guys a couple of videos down in the description with extra saucy information on this stuff. Today, I'm just here for the drama, and man, I'm so happy. Because look at this dude. Look at this dude. A random fucktard popped up like, hey, Battlefield 6 dev here. She isn't cheating. Oh, thank you so much for the clarification. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Literally just a random guy drops this nonsense, gets 3.4 million views and 42,000 mouth breathers go, oh, yeah, see guys? See, I told you. You're just bigots. She isn't even cheating. The developer said so. Meanwhile, Riley was actually banned from Battlefield 6 forums. I wonder why. Now, let's get serious, because lastly, one more very important person came out in defense of Riley. And this is actually a really big one. This isn't a random pro gamer in his, weird, clean and empty streaming setup, speaking in a high-pitched tone as if he was making a video for YouTube Kids, or a random cheater defending his cheater homies in the AIM community. This was Johsz, fresh off of getting cucked by Billy Mitchell in his lawsuit and taking a break. Carl saw this whole drama as an opportunity to come back into the mainstream in style. So he deeply analyzed the situation and concluded that RileyCS was actually not guilty. And how did he reach such a conclusion? Well, he asked Riley. Hello, you absolute legends. Today I will be covering the RileyCS cheating scandal. We will be getting to the bottom of this, just like how you can get to the bottom of my G Fuel barrel. Get 10% off of your package using code CUCK at checkout. Oh my god, I'm sorry guys, I can't keep this up. But I gotta try. Alright, you absolute legend, so let's get to the bottom of this. Riley, did you cheat? No, I'm just a Catgirl. Well, there you have it, folks, as clear as day. Asmongold and Tectone are just retards. Like, seriously, no hate towards the guy. I even enjoyed watching his videos every now and then. This is really just a parody, obviously, but he was way out of his depth. He kinda just got this information from the cheater and called it a day. Like, there's so many overwhelming evidence that goes against Riley when it comes to the cheating that I have no idea how the fuck this just slipped his mind. So, we are nearing the end of our journey here. Now, we've seen who we got defending Riley: randoms, pro gamers, current cheaters, former cheaters, and guys who lose to Billy Mitchell in court. Now let's take a look at the opposition. This is gonna be so good, guys. Let's see who accuses Riley of cheating.
I worked on the MSN Gaming Zone, where I monitored cheating across a variety of titles. I even went as far as building my own gaming platform, yes, my own platform, directly competing with GameSpy and others at the time. Later, I collaborated with Microsoft to track down cheaters in Age of Empires, which, by the way, I still play to this day. I've even written my own anti-cheat, and no, I didn't need kernel-level access. I used AI-driven bots to infiltrate cheat sites, analyze loaders, extract cheat signatures, and break them down into raw data. And then, just to make things harder for cheat developers, I converted those signatures into what I called angelic script. It was an innovative approach, and it worked. I developed Ricochet Trust Score, software that leverages user mode anti-cheat techniques to validate a player's PC integrity before the game even boots, using Secure Boot and TPM long before they became industry standards. I also built an AI-driven anti-cheat analysis platform called TrueSight, and even published a peer-reviewed PhD-level white paper on computer vision-based cheat detection. I know this field, I've lived it. When it comes to cheating, I am a credible authority. I've spent decades on the front lines of cybersecurity and anti-cheat technology. I worked on Symantec's double firewall, where my mission was clear: identify threats and stop them. I pulled apart Trojans and worms like Sub7, NetBus, and Back Orifice. I was there during the IRC wars, when groups clashed for dominance. I watched the birth of botnets, the rise of reverse connections, and the inevitable collapses that followed. I lived it. They didn't. In my expert opinion, this person was cheating. And you can take that to the bank.
Oh my fucking god, bro. This is like a fucking movie, man. I swear, this is like it was written as an action comedy flick. This clip was from Call of Shame. I will have a link to this guy's channel and this video on the description of my video for you guys to go and have a deep dive and look at his videos if you want. He details his claims, unlike Riley's defenders, and this has just been such a gem. On one side, you got a bunch of fucking morons stumbling on each other, accusing people of transphobia, and then on the other side, you got like a fucking character from Deus Ex or some shit. Like, this dude has an army of AI bots, literally trained to detect cheating so that they can help him create better cheats, and then so that he can get the bots and level them up by getting them trained to detect the upgrades that they just made to the cheats. This is so ridiculous, and you know what? You're gonna have people screeching over this too. Oh, he's a bigot because he uses he/him pronouns, even though Riley doesn't even really have any goddamn pronouns listed anywhere. But it doesn't matter because it says that it's a Catgirl right there, so clearly she's trans, and this is bigotry, and probably a rerun of the Markiplier bullshit as well from a couple of weeks ago going, oh, this guy uses AI to detect cheating. AI is evil and racist, and so that means that this guy is too. Like, it's time to stop, man. Okay, it's over. Alright, it's done. It's over. It's time to lay down the arms. This is useless. I mean, please do continue. It is quite funny though. Here's a clip from his video talking about how he does his thing.
As I mentioned earlier, soft aim works when a cheater initially misses the target. Then the automated aim correction gradually pulls the crosshair toward the enemy. It can fool the human eye, but not AI. And this is when my cheat analysis comes in. Instantly, he's detected for soft aim. So, this is what my software detected. a micro adjustment to the center of the player's bounding box. This is simply not natural, especially since it had already flagged similar pattern matches before this. Players miss targets all the time. The issue isn't the flick, it's the micro adjustments that follow. Sometimes they're subtle, sometimes obvious, but either way, we can still detect them. First they miss, then the aim gently pulls toward the enemy, and it's not constant. Sometimes they'll toggle the cheat off and play another 20 minutes legitimately. It's all about farming the right clips.
Man, what a fun time. Now on a more serious note, obviously this is just one guy's word. A lot of it does really, actually, literally sound like it was written for a goddamn action comedy, but the dude does seem to have some experience in catching cheaters. That seems to be what he has built most of his channel on here, or his brand here on YouTube, with over 180,000 subscribers. Now, whether he was really there working for Microsoft or around for the Clone Wars or whatever the fuck he was talking about at the end, I don't know. All I know is that this has been peak goddamn entertainment, man. And he's not even done. You know, this isn't even enough for him because he ran Riley's gameplay using Call of Duty datasets since Battlefield 6 is still too recent and so the datasets are not out yet. So he had to make do, but the thing still instantly detected the cheating quite clearly. Still, once the datasets are actually done, he's going back in and he's going to run it again with the BF6 datasets. He's gonna make sure, and again, man, Riley's defenders are gonna be like, nah bro, she's not cheating, you're just a transphobe, you didn't use the correct pronouns. Nah bro, she's not cheating, it's just aim training, you don't understand, you're dumb. It's aim training. Oh, sorry guys, let's do it again.
Aim training.
And this isn't all either. Enclave Emily, a friend of the channel here, actually went viral during this whole thing as well by tweeting this out. Hi, actual former cheat dev here. Riley is cheating and using a mouse sim aimbot. Their FOV setting is somewhere around 2 to 4, minimal to no RCS reduction, probably using an external. Have a nice day. I'm gonna be honest here, fellas, I have no idea what the any of that just meant, but it sounded real good to me. This blew up to 11 million views and a lot of backlash. Of course, your usual suspects came out calling her a transphobe, which is like probably in the top 3 funniest goddamn things I've seen happening throughout this entire saga, and there were also technical questions being thrown out, which she engaged with and announced that there'll be a video covering this in September. The video is going to be out on her channel, Enclave Emily. I'll leave a link in the description as well. I asked if there was an ETA and it seems that it'll be around mid-September, so stay tuned. Enclave Emily has experience as a former cheat dev. It's not really something that she does anymore, but she used to do it as a hobby. It's probably going to be something like one of those situations where like a past criminal is brought over to work with the cops to track down and catch more criminals. You know what I mean? And despite it being more of a hobby, it'll actually have more substance than these f***tards pretending to be Hey guys, Battlefield 6 developer. Riley is not cheating. Oh, this has been just perfect. I mean, basically the entire defense, the Riley defense force comes down to this. Hello, I am, and then you insert whatever the fake-ass credential you have, and then you just go, Riley is innocent. And then you cite your source, which is this right here.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
And then on the other side, you basically got like Batman and Robin or some shit. Or at the very least, if you prefer, a former cheat dev whose video I can't wait for, and Call of Shame here with these AI detection tools. But that's about it, fellas. That brings us to the end of our journey here. I'm not hyping this up for nothing. I genuinely mean it when I say that this entire situation has just been so wonderful. Every day I'd log into X and I saw another big-ass comment section from an accuser getting dragged or from defenders literally bringing up nothing of substance while having a cope session in the comments was amazing. I laughed, I cried, it was the best of times, and I can't wait to see what else happens. Truth be told, we're probably nearing the end of the saga, but you never know. I mean, the game itself is right around the corner. Who knows what might happen? Maybe Riley's defense force will find a new worthy addition to stand against data, history, facts, and logic. Or perhaps game journalists will enter the fray and put out hundreds of articles virtue signaling on Riley's behalf. Wouldn't be the first time that would happen, so Who knows? Find out next time on Aimbot Z. I thank you very much for watching. Thank you all again for the 20,000 subscribers milestone. Whether this video does well or not, this was a treat for me either way. But if you do want to help, liking the video and commenting is a huge plus. I'll see you boys and the 6% of girls on the next one. Take care.